Hooke's law for solving the problems. I'm recording the call now. Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to discuss Hooke's law and its importance. Robert Hooke in 1678 discovered this law, which is named as Hooke's law. Now let us understand the statement of this law. When a material is loaded within its elastic limit, the stress is directly proportional to strain. Very simple. When a material is loaded within its elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. We have to remember this. Stress is directly proportional to strain. Means as the stress increases, strain also increases. Directly proportional relation we can show by this line. Okay, if I plot strain on y-axis and stress on x-axis, then I can show by the straight line this relationship that is known as directly proportional. As the stress increases, strain also increases. Stress increases, strain also increases. So this is the graphical representation of stress strain, and that was discovered by Robert Hooke. But the thing is that you have to remember one thing here. When a material is loaded within its elastic limit, very, very important. If we are loading a material within elastic limit, in that case, stress is directly proportional to strain. Earlier, I informed you what do you mean by elastic limit. Elastic limit is the maximum value of stress or maximum value of force up to which the material can regain its original shape and size. Correct. So when we are loading material up to maximum load, then that we call as a load under elastic limit, and at that point stress is directly proportional to strain. How can we write this? Here stress is directly proportional to strain. This is a symbol of proportionality, directly proportional. Sigma is directly proportional to E. And now if I want to remove this proportionality, then I can introduce one constant here. Sigma is equal to constant multiplied by E, and this constant is given a particular name, that is capital E, and it is written as like this: sigma divided by small e. Correct. Sigma divided by this small e is nothing but that constant, and this constant is given a name E, which is known as Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. Correct. This E, capital E, is known as Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. So this Robert Hooke discovered nothing but Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. And what is the unit of E? If you observe the formula of Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity, E is equal to this sigma divided by E. That is stress divided by strain. Actually, it is nothing but tensile stress divided by tensile stress or compressive stress divided by compressive strain. But we are writing this as a stress divided by strain. And we know that unit of stress is Newton per meter square. And what is the unit of strain? Strain has no unit. Strain has no unit. So nothing but it indicates that unit of E is nothing but the unit of stress, that is Newton per meter square. And therefore here it is written that E, Young's modulus, unit is Newton per meter square. Okay. Modulus, Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity unit is the same as that of the unit of stress. It might be Newton per meter square or Newton per millimeter square, Newton per centimeter square, etc. you can use any unit. Okay, it is also known as Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. Okay, so this is the thing regarding Young's modulus. And what is the importance of this Young's modulus? If the value of strain is 1, if the value of tensile strain is 1, then what we will get, if the value of E is 1, then we will get sigma is equal to E. Correct? So what it indicates? Correct? I will write here. Okay? In this formula, if E is equal to 1, what I will get? Sigma is equal to E. So what it indicates? It indicates that when the value of strain means what? I will write here. Strain is equal to change in dimension delta L divided by original dimension. And when I will get this as same, if I will getting the value as 1, then both the quantities are same one. Correct? This is 5 mm, this is 5 mm. Then I will get the value as 1. Okay? So what it indicates that increase in length is also 5 mm and original length is also 5 mm. Okay, it indicates that material is elongated due to the application of force. Material get elongate double than its original length, and at that value of strain, whatever the stress we are getting, that stress is nothing but the Young's modulus. It is a very large stress. It is a very large stress. What I am telling you? I am telling you the importance of Young's modulus. Remember, when we are elongating, I will give you with an example. Just say this. Okay. Let us consider the length of this wire, or okay, I will write in a vertical manner. Let us consider length of this wire as 10 mm. 10 mm. It is tied like this, and now some weight is applied to this W, and due to this application of weight, after the application of this weight, what happens after some time? Sometimes original length is 10 mm, and now wire get elongated due to the application of W by 10 mm. 10 mm. Okay, original length was 10 mm, and it is delta L is also 10 mm. Correct. How can I calculate strain in this case? Tensile strain is equal to delta L divided by L. Delta L is also 10. Original length is also 10. I am getting the value of strain as 1. Correct. Value of tensile strain as 1. And now the stress induced in the material at that time. If I want to calculate Young's modulus here, how can I write? E is equal to stress divided by strain, sigma divided by E. And now the value of small e is 1. So I will write Young's modulus is nothing but the stress. Young's modulus is nothing but the stress at this condition. Okay. So what it indicates that if a material is stretched double, okay, to its original length is L, and it becomes now 2L. And whatever the stress we are getting at that time, that is nothing but the Young's modulus. So what you have to remember, it is a very large value of stress. It is a very large value of stress. Okay.